I hope you're having a good Friday. I know this is kind of crazy that we're now at home, but we're still going to do our work the same that we do it in class. So I'm going to first read this story about acorns. It should be in your little packet that I gave you. Friday, 11/13. Okay, it's a quick little story, and then we're going to answer some questions. Up here, the title of the story is Acorns. This is what an acorn looks like. They grow on trees. Think about if you've ever been outside and you've ever had an acorn fall to the ground. They usually just fall out of nowhere. You gotta watch out because if they hit you on the head, it's gonna hurt. Okay, so let's see. It says, acorns fall from oak trees. That's a type of tree, an oak tree. Squirrels like to eat acorns. We've seen squirrels. They run around outside. They have long, bushy tails, and they're the color gray. Squirrels hide acorns in the ground so they can get them later. It says the later, but I think it says them later. Sometimes squirrels forget and the acorn grows into an oak tree. So the oak tree falls on the ground, a squirrel comes along, gets the acorn in his mouth to hide it so he can eat it later, but sometimes he forgets. And if he forgets, that acorn is going to grow up into a whole oak tree. I'm going to read the story again, and then we're going to answer the questions. Acorns fall from oak trees. Squirrels like to eat acorns. Squirrels hide acorns in the ground so they can get them later. Sometimes squirrels forget and the acorn grows into an oak tree. Point to this word and say tree. Okay, so you're now going to flip the page over and we're going to answer the questions together. Sometimes when we ask questions or when we're answering questions, we don't always remember the answer. And that's okay. All you have to do is go back into the story and see where the answer is. So the first one says, what was the story about? What did we just read about? Did we read about pumpkins, tractors, or acorns? Circle or color in the little circle for your answer. Number 2, what kind of tree do acorns fall from? What kind of tree? Apple, maple, or oak? Let's look back in our story and see if we have the answer. It says, first sentence, acorns fall from oak trees. Read that with me. Acorns fall from oak trees. And if you have a communication device, I want you to type that sentence in. You don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to. But that gave us the answer. Oak trees. Number 3. What likes to eat acorns? What did we read about? What animal likes to eat acorns? Did we read that squirrels like to eat acorns? Bunnies like to eat acorns? Or a mouse likes to eat acorns? Circle what you think, and then we're going to go back into the story and see. Pause me if you haven't answered yet. No cheating. Just kidding. Okay, it says squirrels like to eat acorns. Read that with me or type it into your device. Squirrels like to eat acorns. That gave us the answer. Our little squirrels like to eat acorns. Acorns would be really hard on our teeth. They're super hard and crunchy. Number 4. Where do squirrels hide acorns? Where do they hide them so that they can go back later and eat them? In the ground? In the tree? Or in the bush? Circle what you think, and then we're going to look. It's always good to look back in the story for our answers. It says, squirrels hide acorns in the ground so they can get them later. In the ground. So if you ever want an acorn and you can't find an acorn tree or an oak tree with acorns, look in the ground. Maybe you'll find one. You never know. All right, number 5. What grows when a squirrel forgets about the acorn? If the squirrel forgets to go back and get the acorn, something is going to grow out of the ground. Do you remember? Is it an oak tree, a bush, or an orange? It says here, sometimes squirrels forget and the acorn grows into an oak tree, a whole oak tree. So we have our answer. Oak tree. All right, last question. What number? 6. Do you like acorns? This isn't in the story. This is just what you decide. You decide, do you like acorns or do you not? And if you've never seen an acorn, maybe go outside today and see if you can find one. I'm sure that there's somewhere around the yard or whatever grass area you have around your home. Okay? So you can answer yes or no. Okay, I'm going to pause this here and I'm going to do another one on our math sheets. All right?